Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our special presentations. This evening, we have three special presentations that we'll be presenting, and we have a full room, a full crowd, so really appreciate everybody joining us for these special presentations. And to kick things off, we will get started with a presentation brought to you by the Riverside County Fire Department and the City of Moreno Valley, honoring an individual who has dedicated more than 2 decades to protecting and serving our community. Before we recognize our honoree, I'd like to invite our very own Fire Chief Jesse Park to join us here at the microphone. If we could give him a big, warm welcome, please. You too. Tonight, we honor engineer Douglas Kishi, a respected leader, mentor, and trusted member of the fire department who has served the residents of Moreno Valley with distinction and honor. Engineer Kishi began his firefighting career in 2003 with the Riverside County Fire Department as a fire apparatus engineer. In 2007, he was assigned to Fire Station 48 in District 2, serving the residents of Moreno Valley before transferring in 2009 to Station 6 in District 1. In 2015, Engineer Kishi transferred to Station 58 in District 3, where he became deeply involved in leading the Explorer program, mentoring local youth and inspiring the next generation of firefighters. Through his guidance, countless young people have gained hands-on experience, professional insight, and a strong sense of purpose in public service. And you may have seen these young folks at countless city events, volunteer opportunities, toy drives during the holidays. They're always there handing out and collecting and organizing everything. And so it's just really amazing to see these cohorts that you continuously train and share your wisdom and experience with, and to see them go off and maybe become firefighters themselves or paramedics or police officers. It's just amazing to see the growth, and thank you all. You all are the ones that make that happen. Throughout his 22-year career, Engineer Kishi has demonstrated leadership, professionalism, and calmness under pressure, earning the respect of both his peers and the community that he serves. His dedication and tenacity have left a lasting mark on Moreno Valley and on the many individuals who have had the privilege to work alongside him. At this time, if you could please join me in welcoming Engineer Douglas Kishi to the mic. As a token of appreciation from the City Council and the Fire Department, I'm honored to present you with this proclamation here to our left, recognizing your outstanding career and your dedicated service. If we could give him another round of applause, please. And at this time, I'd like to turn the floor over to Fire Chief Jesse Park to share a few words about Engineer Kishi's career and contributions. Chief Park.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to leave the bulk of the comments for our engineer, who deserves a chance, but a couple things. The mayor mentioned that he did a lot of work with our Explorer program, and just today, our own Fire Marshal, Edgar Gonzalez, said that he was one of Douglas Kishi's Explorers there at 58, and he's now the city's Fire Marshal, so that's really cool. The other thing I wanted to bring up is because CAL FIRE is the staffing agency for the City Fire Department. Every 2 years, you can transfer from your location here or anywhere to anywhere in the state because it's the state fire department. And so all the folks that you see here, but especially Engineer Kishi, it really shows a commitment to be here for 20 years. It shows a real commitment to the city and a love of working here. And to me, that's one of the things that should really be honored. So I'm going to turn it over to Douglas. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Parks. It's been an honor to serve the city of Moreno Valley. There's no other city in Riverside County or CAL FIRE that's like this city. It's a very diverse community, and the amount of calls and the diverse calls in this city are just what make me keep wanting to stay in this city. So, and Edgar, one of my explorers and reserves, congratulations for making fire marshal. And the other thing that's about this city is that everybody is calm, collective, and works well together on fires, medical aids, whatever we do. So that's one of the things that's kept me here as well. And having a great crew, my captain, fire captain Ryan Johnston, my firefighter Avalos, is really a joy to work with. So thank you.
Bob, you got one more coming in. Got one more coming in.
I'll go over here. Two more presentations? We have two more presentations.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us again. This special presentation is brought to you by the Office of Emergency Management and Volunteer Services, which administers a citywide volunteer program. Volunteers play a crucial role in supporting our city operations and helping the community thrive. Their time and effort and dedication contribute to city progress and growth. Before we recognize our Volunteer of the Year, I'd like to invite some of the staff who have worked closely with our volunteer team to join us at the stage. Ashley Renz, Animal Services Division Manager, and Courtney Welch, Animal Service Senior Administrative Assistant. Please let's give them a warm round of applause as they make their way up. Tonight's 2025-2026 Volunteer of the Year has exemplified dedication, professionalism, and initiative. Since joining our team in February 2024, Ms. Nikki Rogani has contributed more than 350 hours of service, consistently supporting the animal shelter with care, creativity, and commitment. Nikki, just as you have supported Animal Services, they are here tonight to support you in your time in the spotlight. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Nikki Rogani to the stage. Let's give her a warm welcome. Thank you, Nikki, for your service, commitment, and efforts. Your contributions exemplify the spirit of community support and volunteerism that the Animal Services Division and our furry friends rely on. As a token of appreciation from the City Council, I am honored to present you with this plaque and certificate recognizing your outstanding volunteer service. Please join me in giving Nikki Rogani a warm round of applause. Would you like to share a few words with us tonight, Ms. Rogani?
Just bring this down a little. I'm really honored to get this award. It doesn't really feel like I'm doing that much because I love it so much. But yeah, I'm really grateful to the Moreno Valley Animal Services because it feels like I have family there and I get to do what I love. And yeah, I'm just really honored. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I have the privilege of presenting our final special presentation this evening, recognizing Breast Cancer Awareness Month and the dedicated efforts of those working to educate, support, and empower our community in the fight against this disease. Each October, communities across the nation come together to raise awareness, honor survivors, and remember those that we've lost. The City of Moreno Valley proudly joins in this effort, reaffirming our commitment to education, early detection, and continued support for all those affected. As you can see, we've all chosen to wear pink today. Is it on the camera? So tonight we recognize the National Alliance of Free Women and Men Incorporated, led by Dr. Mary McBean, a registered nurse, educator, and 17-year breast cancer survivor. Through her leadership, the organization has worked tirelessly to raise awareness, particularly among women of color, and to empower individuals with knowledge and resources for early detection and prevention. Among their many efforts is the Raising Breast Cancer Awareness event that was held here in Moreno Valley on August 30th, 2025, which continues to inspire and educate our community. Dr. McBean and the National Alliance of Free Women and Men team, please join me at the microphone. Let's give her a warm welcome. Dr. McBean's personal story and professional dedication embody strength, compassion, and resilience. On behalf of the City Council, I am pleased to present this proclamation recognizing October 2025 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the City of Moreno Valley. Hand proclamation to Dr. McBean. We'd love for you to share a few words with us this evening, perhaps a bit about your work with the National Alliance for Free Women or your personal story as a survivor.
Thank you. On behalf of the National Alliance of Free Women and Men, and that's my man over there, he's not up here, that's Alvin Tony. We're honored to receive this award. It means a lot to us. I'm a 17-year survivor. I'm also an educator. I was in my classroom teaching students how to do their breast self-exam, and I was doing my own breast as a model, and I found my own lump. So I followed up. I had to go through radiation, chemo, and a lumpectomy, but I'm fine now. I'm a 17-year survivor, and I think breast cancer is important to me. It's my motto and my information inside my heart, and I teach my students that it's important to check your breast, and I want to let you guys know men get breast cancer too. So we got to be aware of that. You can have prostate cancer, you can get breast cancer. One of the most famous people that got prostate cancer and turned to breast cancer was Richard Roundtree from Shaft. We all remember that, right? So men, if you check your PSA level, if it's above 7 or 8, get checked. So I appreciate this award. This is my team. I love them. They help me. They do things for me. And we're happy to be here. And Mayor, where are you? Thank you. The mayor came out, and he did a presentation about Richard Roundtree at the event. Elena came out, and she did a presentation. So it was a wonderful event. We surveyed 96 people, and out of the 96 people that we surveyed, 63 were men. And they had no idea that men could get breast cancer. So again, thank you for this award, and I hope next year I'll get more money. There's my hat. Can I have my hat, Alvin?
We'll take a photo.
Okay, let me do my hat trick first.
Okay.
This is me running. Moving and grooving.
Stay here for the picture.
Alvin, stay for the picture. I brought my pink hat to all the survivors, and I want to put my hat on and tip it off to all the survivors.
Thank you.
We are survivors.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. Thank you so much for all you do for the city of Moreno Valley.
Okay, all righty.
And for recognizing us in your endeavors and for becoming a partner for us because we're in this fight together.
We are. Thank you very
We
much.
don't have to spit, we gotta fill in. Thanks, Eddie. Stand up here on the side.
Get in the middle.
Yeah, right there should be good. I'm on the second step. They're just gonna try to make it fill in the hole.
You got it?
Maybe here? Is that okay? The flower's okay right there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Flowers are right there. All right,
Oh,
everybody
barely.
look right here at me. We're gonna do a couple of these. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And let me check it really quick. Okay, we're good. Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Can we give them one more round of applause, please? Thank you so much, Dr. McBean, and your amazing team for all the work that you do. And for all those that came out, again, thank you so much for joining us this evening as we recognize 3 special presentations and continue to spotlight the amazing work and the amazing people that make Moreno Valley the amazing city that it is. And on that note, this will conclude our special presentations for this afternoon. We'll be back in approximately 12 minutes for our regular council meeting. Have a good night. Good evening and welcome to the joint meeting of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley. The City Council receives a separate stipend from the Community Services District if any CSD business is conducted at this meeting. I now call this meeting to order at exactly 6 p.m. We will go ahead and move into the Pledge of Allegiance. Would any of my colleagues like to volunteer to lead us in the pledge this evening? Councilmember Delgado will lead us in the pledge. Please remain standing after the Pledge of Allegiance for the invocation given this evening by Pastor Ace Wallace from Agape Fellowship Ministry.
Please join me by placing your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, Pastor. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Pastor A.C. Wallace. I would be doing the invocation. I would ask that you just please join me in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us here today for this City Council meeting. I pray this meeting will be productive and that there will be unity, not just in this meeting, but in Moreno Valley, in California, in the United States of America, and across the world. We also pray that you perfect everything that concerns Moreno Valley and also bless and protect the mayor, city council members, and all essential workers, police department, fire department, healthcare personnel, and all citizens of Moreno Valley. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor Wallace from Agape Fellowship Ministry. Appreciate you joining us. Next up, I'll turn it over to our city clerk for a roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Bernard?
Here.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Here.
Councilmember Delgado?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz?
Here.
And Mayor Cabrera.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All five of us are here, so we will move past item E, the motions to excuse. And that brings us to staff introductions, please.
Patty Rodriguez, City Clerk.
Sonia Gomez, Senior Deputy City Clerk.
Stephen Quintanilla, City Attorney. Brian Mohan, City Manager.
Lonnie Jimenez, Assistant City Manager of Administration.
Felicia London, Deputy Finance Director.
Sean Keller, Assistant City Manager, Development.
Angelica Fraustelupo, Community Development Director.
Kyle Wersinski, Economic Development Director.
Melissa Walker, Director of Public Works.
Jeremy Bubnick, Director of Parks and Community Services.
Robert Cardenas, Human Resources Director.
Jesse Park, Fire Chief.
Sarah Mack, Chief of Police.
Thank you, team. It's always a pleasure to be in the chamber to conduct the people's business. And with that, we'll move to item G, approval of order of the agenda. Are there any requests from my colleagues? If not, we're looking for a motion and a second.
Motion to approve the order of the agenda.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call for the vote.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Bernard?
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz?
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. Next up, we have item H, which is public comments on matters that are not on the agenda. A friendly reminder that the city now offers language translation services through a free app called Wordly. The app automatically translates a variety of languages into English and vice versa. To use this service, please scan the QR code at the speaker's sign-up table by the double doors. For the visually impaired, please use your earphones or earbuds to listen to the verbal translation. If you do not have any such listening devices, please let the city clerk know, and we will gladly let you borrow some for this meeting. La ciudad ahora ofrece servicios de traducción de idiomas a través de una aplicación gratuita llamada Wordly. Si gusta usar este servicio, por favor avísele a la secretaria y entregue una tarjeta para hablar. Para usar la traducción, escanee el código QR que se encuentra en la mesa junto a las puertas. Before we move on to public comments, I'd like to remind everyone to direct their comments to the City Council. For comments that are on tonight's agenda, each speaker will have a total of 3 minutes to comment. Madam Clerk, are there any requests to comment on any non-agenda items?
Mayor, the first three speakers are Seth Cox, followed by Lindsay Robinson.
Good evening.
Not sure why I'm always used to be first up here, but okay. I've always said I'd come up here and give thanks to the staff, anybody that has remembered that I spoke. I came up and spoke about trash behind a couple of our establishments up in District 3. I got a call. I don't know if it was timing, but the trash was picked up within the next day by Waste Management. Now the other foot drops. They missed about 3 dumpsters, okay? And then they also, I assume it's not their job, to pick all the trash up that's around the dumpsters, and I don't know who that is. So the ask was to clean it up. It's only got about halfway there. There's still rubbish all over the pavement. Don't know if it's the tenants that need to be talked to or the absentee owners, but could we continue that? We have, I mean, I love the graffiti. I mean, you call about graffiti, it gets taken down within hours. Why can't we have a blitz campaign around the city for 90 days to do cleanup? All right? Think about it. We're a 365-day-a-year, 24/7 business, okay? That's the way the city should be run. If we need to have night shifts, put people on night shifts. On weekends, get them out there on weekends. A lot of the stuff, the trash, people go to the park, it gets done on the weekends. And then you come in Monday and it's a mess. So think about it, 365, okay? A little bit more on that one. I've come up here before and talked on abandoned vehicles, in-op vehicles on the city streets. It's only getting worse. People can't afford to repair their cars, so they just park them. We have plenty of, I mean, I can show you some where they have no front bumpers, the front lights are broken out, and the bumpers laying on, and the back bumpers laying across the trunk on the city street. So again, clean up the city. We also have many, many people in our subdivisions blocking sidewalks with their cars, okay? They have 3 or 4 cars, they park them 3 deep. First 2 fit in the driveway, the next one in line blocks the sidewalk. So if we're trying to improve walking, you can't walk through cars. You can't walk out in the street. By the way, these are all my personal comments, has nothing to do with any commission I am on. I'm a resident of District 3 for approximately 40 years. So I've seen a lot of change, good and bad. Thank you.
The next 3 speakers are Lindsay Robinson, followed by Christopher Baca, followed by Marcia Narag.
Good evening, staff and council and residents. I'm here representing myself, the Northeast neighbors, as well as residents for a livable Moreno Valley. I have one request, that you guys postpone annexing Gilman Springs until Ito's fulfilled his settlement agreement of fixing Gilman Springs to the tune of $3 million, 4 lanes and a median. My second request is, since we're still under the 2006 general plan, we would like to have you bestow upon the Northeast the same privilege and right that you gave Benzivi when he renamed half of the city to Rancho Balago. We haven't been eliminated from the municipal code yet, so we would like to name our area Burro Springs, because there's already a Hidden Springs, and we have springs and seeps and burros. Burro Springs reflects the true spirit of our corner of Moreno Valley, a peaceful rural community rooted in open land, natural beauty, and local history, named for the wild burros that have roamed our hills for generations and the natural springs that once nourished the valley. Burro Springs captures the essence of country living and neighborly pride. It's a place where coyotes howl, hawks circle overhead, and families gather under wide open skies. More than just a name, Burro Springs represents a fresh identity for a timeless part of Moreno Valley, a reminder of the land, the wildlife, and the strong community that makes this area truly special. We have a sign design, and we would also like the same rights and privileges that the city bestowed on Ito, and have the city pay for our signs and install our signs for us. Thank you very much.
The next 3 speakers are Christopher Baca, followed by Marcia Narag, followed by Nikita Wilson.
Good evening, staff, community, and elected officials. Again, my comments are my own and don't reflect anybody else's views other than myself. I was going to come to the public comments for the study session, but it's the second time that I missed because apparently you switched the times from 5 to 4. I may be wrong, but anyhow, what I wanted to mention in the public comments is regarding closed sessions. You don't need to have closed sessions. If you want a transparent government, you should have everything out in the open. And this is due to the previous study session that was in regards to what Lindsay's mentioning about the Gilman Springs project by Highland Fairview, and how the city attorney and the city manager came up with misinformation on how and why, or I don't understand exactly what's going on, and whereas the city manager is creating policy other than, that is the responsibility of the mayor and the city council. I don't understand now why the city manager is creating and signing these MOUs for a developer. To me, that sounds very fishy. Not only does it sound fishy, but it sounds illegal. If there's any money to be spent, the public is to be aware of it, and the city council is to debate it and talk about it in public, not as a secretive, under the table agreement passed through by a developer per the city manager. Then the city manager at the study session said that the transparency, he's gonna put that available online. I may be wrong, but I haven't seen anything, and this has been a week already. Does it take that long to scan something and put it online? I believe he's lying, and I believe our city has been jeopardized by special interest, and I really think Mr. Mohan should resign before you get into more trouble than what you are now. Mr. City Attorney as well, you're going along with the special interest and signing these documents that, in my opinion, are illegal. We'll see where that goes, but very disappointed in how the city is being conducted. I heard about people cleaning up the corruption. Well, it's right in front of you.
The next three speakers are Marcia Narag, followed by Nikita Wilson, followed by Mr. Martin Cabrera Sr.
Good evening. My name's Marcia Narag, and I've lived in Moreno Valley since 1977. I watched this beautiful environmental community. I'm an ecologist, by the way, with linear streams and springs coming all the way down from the hills throughout the valley, with wildlife in little settling pools and reeds, all the way to March Air Force Base. I've really been sad to see that everything has become hardscapes between all the roads, the houses, high density, the warehouses. Everybody says, well, we're worried about climate change and what's going on. Well, most of my neighbors have changed their landscapes from verdant shrubs and grasses to artificial grass and rocks and cement. It's really sad. The environment is taking such a hit, and our little nook and cranny of the northeast end still has some vestiges of the environmental beauty that Moreno Valley was. And now I understand the general plan is wanting to revamp that and put high density housing there, and nobody in that area has really had a say of what to do there. We really would like to keep our animal keeping overlays, because in my neighborhood, I know of new families that have moved in, and in just a couple streets, we've got 15 new horses, which is a nice feature that allows diversity in Moreno Valley. Every place in Moreno Valley that used to be able to have horses, we have a little section in Northeast and then a little section in the northwest area that has actually got the horse community. We built a beautiful equestrian center, and we would love to have that be embraced by the city as a diverse population. It doesn't have to have real large lots, but we would like to be able to have a place where people can come and they can have animal keeping there. We really need the city council. I mean, I've been to these meetings for decades, and everybody promises, oh yeah, we'll keep animal keeping here, we'll keep it there, and then it disappears. We've lost a lot of our original aesthetics and ability to have a diverse community, and I would just like all of you, I've been promised time and time again, oh no, we will embrace this diversity of animal keeping and agriculture, and it keeps disappearing. So if you could please keep that on your forebrain so we can have that opportunity and we can embrace the wildlife and encourage more people to be able to have a little bit of interaction with the land. It would be really nice. Thank you.
The next three speakers are Nikita Wilson, followed by Martin Cabrera, followed by Luis Palomares.
Hello to all the powerful people in the room. My name is Nikita Wilson, of course. The last two city council meetings the mic. Oh, well, hello, powerful people. I'm Nikita Wilson. So the last two city council meetings I came to, I was here with complaints. And I just wanted to come because I know it's so easy to always come with our complaints, which we should, because that's what you all are here for. But it's also amazing to be able to come and say that changes are happening. Since I've been able to say, I've been to city council meetings, y'all need to get it together on this property. And it's so nice to see my neighbors getting bathtubs and getting their units worked on after years of dealing with mold issues and things of that nature. And so I just wanted to come and say thank you. It's working, and I'll keep you all updated. Ready?
The next two speakers are Martin Cabrera, followed by Luis Palomares.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your awesome work. Thank you, staff. Thank you, members of the council. You're doing a great job. I love seeing young people get involved. Like last event, Beautify Mobile, was packed of young people. I love it. You guys doing awesome. And that's part of educating people. Education means successful in life, as well for the community. When a person gets educated, the society gets better. And that will be reflecting less crime, less whatever you mentioned, negative effects. Thank you for that. At the same time, maybe a homework for my council member, Sherlinda. The Home Depot at Iris and Paris, there's a lot of, I'm not against those people who work in making their money, but I'm concerned about they dumping their stuff anywhere in the surrounding areas. Maybe you guys can, whoever authority can do a flyer and call them attention to those persons, not just fill up their trucks and just dump it around, wherever. I've seen it, that's why I'm saying it. So please, if you can do any flyer, tell them then, hey, be respectful, do your money, earn it correctly. You know, the landfill costs $15, $30 to the landfill, done, right? So anyways, only the people can save the people. We, the people, have the power to change things. So let's practice good relationship between each other and being respectful for the authorities. Authorities means the presence in front of me, in front of you, and representing the community. That's why they're being chosen to be representing you in the public. So and also respect, because it's not only chosen by one person, it got chosen by thousands and thousands of people. Thank you so much.
The next speaker is Luis Palomares.
Luis Palomares, community activist. That's right, Roy. We the people. That's why we come to these council meetings, to talk about the issues and what our concerns are and what needs to be exposed and what we don't agree with. There's a lot of things. Last council meeting, our Mayor Cabrera, it never ceases to amaze me. He tried to spin the planning commission item again. It came in May, and Joanne, Dejanay, and Baker put their name on that slate then. But here we go again. Last council meeting, he spinned it again. And before he opened the meeting, it's so conniving. Before you opened the meeting, really, before you opened up with that, you said, "Oh wow, does all our council members agree with the slate?" Right? Really, really? You said that. Look, I looked at the meeting today. You said, "Is everybody all right with the slate?" Right? You asked the staff here. Okay, I'm lying then. Okay. The biggest liar in town calling me a liar. Oh, wow. Okay. So anyway, saying all that, you spinned it. You wanted that, the people you wanted in there, they're all youngsters, amateurs. Yeah. What is your end game here? Is when you're out of this seat and you go on to a higher seat somewhere else, climbing the political ladder? What is the end game? You want to have everybody in the commission in there, you still got your people in there and still in the council, so you can have a long reach over here to Moreno Valley like Riverside already has. Wow. What is the end game? I don't understand. So saying all that, you should watch the last planning commission. Dejanay, there was some, discussion about whatever they were discussing, but somebody, the last speaker got out and said, because his time was over, he said something about like a threat. Somebody called out, "Is that a threat?" And somebody on the dais, which was Cobian, "Yes, it is." Instead of trying to diffuse it, he spins it. And Dejanay said, "Oh, no," he kept on going. He handled it so well. He handled, because that's experience for you. He reeled everybody back in. It could have went crazy, but he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing, and he handled it very well. So I could imagine if you would have had all those amateurs in there, all these amateurs in there, what would have happened in that meeting? What would have happened? So, you need to get your facts right. You need to get your facts right and do the right thing for the community and serve the people, we the people, not we Cabrera, not you. I'm talking to you. And then about the Reese guy, nobody knows nothing, but this guy comes out, Gonzalez, and says, "Oh, it was me." What happened? It was getting hot. The water was getting too hot. You had to say, "Oh, it was me that did this." I'm glad she did the right thing and asked for,
Thank you.
The next speaker is Roy Blackard.
This place never ceases to amaze me. I thought we went a couple months ago and we decided that it was probably not a real good idea to make the city flag with the symbolism of an ass on it. Then on my way in, I'm listening, and a community member wants to name a portion of this community after an ass. I mean, do we really look for ways to make our community look like a laughingstock? I mean, even Mr. Mohan, I believe, paraphrasing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he said, "You know what? It would be a PR disaster if we did this and made our flag on that. So imagine what would happen." Now we want to name a portion of the community this way. All seriousness aside, and I talked about this a little bit at the county this morning, and just how it broke out between, and I noted the cooperation you didn't see between business and labor, and now you're seeing it. And what happens, what the outcome of that is is we all win. We need to start thinking in terms of how we're all going to win. And I will even pick up on what Cabrera Sr. said. We should respect everybody there in the public realm. We should probably start with our esteemed 45th and 47th President, Donald J. Trump. If we're going to play, if we're going to have respect for everybody and we're going to do that, then it applies equally, unless this is a place of real kings. Just like we're going. You have his son, baby Jesus, up there putting out false information on 50. Trump, we're going to get Trump, and Trump went and talked to the Texas and that. That is a lie. It is the Biden administration, their Department of Justice, that directed, and it's on a court order that Texas is redistricting. Let's tell the truth. Let's tell the truth about everybody and let the chips fall where they may. With this false stuff coming across, it's no wonder community members come up here and ask this community to be named after an ass. Because look at our leadership. This is a reflection of our community. We need to change it.
Mayor, that concludes all of public comments on this item. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Thank you to all of our public speakers as well for their public comment. We'll go ahead and move into item I, the joint consent calendars. Before I open the consent calendar for public comment, I ask my fellow council members if there are any items that they wish to remove from the consent calendar for separate action.
I-11 for comment only.
Item I-11 for comment, not for separate action, not for a separate vote. Okay. Any other requests from the dais? Okay, so I-11, we'll make sure to set aside time for comment. Is it okay with you if we hold down until after public comment? Yeah, okay. Thank you. So just a note, I-11, we will have opportunity for separate comment from the dais on that. And with that, Madam Clerk, I'll look to you to see if there are any requests to speak on, excuse me. Yes, any requests to speak on the consent calendar?
We have Seth Cox.
Guess I shouldn't sign up first. I'm talking on I-12. Something that came across the board here, or the people here, if you were here, 7 years ago. I've come up here several times and asked, when does documentation expire? All right, this happens to be a small little footprint of 45 houses on a little less than 9 acres out on the corner of Brodea and Quincy, okay? The public comment was performed in September 2018 through October 2018. How many of those people still live out there, do you believe? How many houses have been in the general area that would be in that circumference that had to be surveyed? You know, they either moved away, they died, or you have new people out there. So the population has changed. I think that should be redone. I would think that possibly even the EIR, and I'm not the expert in this by no means, but the environmental impact information needs to be looked at again. Again, it's only 45 houses, but in the last, 2.5 to 3 years, there's already been about 5,000 houses built out in District 3. Okay, count them. It doesn't look that when you just look at the 200 here and the 200 there and the 170 there, but they add up. Traffic is getting worse, in fact, downright terrible on the East End. Paris, the intersection of Paris and Alessandro is a danger zone every day. Trucks coming through there. A lot of the truckers has learned they can make it faster down Alessandro coming from the 215 to get to the 60 without going through the interchange and going up the hill and fighting traffic to go that way. So the traffic is getting worse on the trucks 24 hours a day. I live off of Alessandro. I used to not hear a truck one. Now they're one after the other because they have to stop at a stoplight that was put in my intersection. Not my intersection, but the intersection coming out of my house. So let's think about building more houses on the east end of town in District 3. Look at this again. When does documents expire? I work in a company that our imported documents have to be renewed every 3 to 5 years on a cycle. If they expire, you go back through the process. You pay the fees again. You can't drag your feet and tie up land for 10, 15, 19, 20 years.
The next speaker is Christopher Baca.
Good afternoon again. As I mentioned previously, or have stated in other comments, some of the way the special interest people and corruption and all this goes on our city is, like I mentioned, with the capital improvements, they fatten it up with items that developers should be paying for, but the special interest gets in there and they get on the calendar and nobody notices them or sees them. Now we have the executives or the CEOs or the city managers of the city writing policy and circumventing city council and getting it through special sessions. What are they called? Closed sessions. So my point here on I-9 now is personnel. And that's another aspect. You got moles here from organizations or corporations such as Highland Fairview that he recommends that end up getting put on high-level positions. I won't name names, but there's certain ones that I know for a fact are working for Benzevi and Highland Fairview in order to push these things in. So the level of corruption here is at many levels, and this is one aspect with the personnel change. I think there should be more transparency when these upper management positions are eliminated or there's new people coming in. Who are they? Their background should be out in the open, or if people are getting removed, why are they getting removed? For what reason? Maybe they just don't want to play a game. They don't want to go along with the game plan. So that's why they're getting removed. And I know Mr. Brian Mohan, well, I won't go there, but there's issues with the man. And you need to really look into this. I'm sure sooner or later, government transparency from the district attorney's office will look into this, and we're going to end up with another shameful situation here. I've been a victim of the grand jury investigations, which were bogus, a victim of other secretive government. Well, anyways, I really don't want to get into it. But anyhow, there's personnel changes. You really got to look into that kind of stuff.
Mayor, that completes all of public comments on items on the agenda.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk, and thank you to all of our public speakers. We'll go ahead and bring it back to the dais for any final questions or comments before we take a vote. So I'll look to my colleagues. We'll go to Councilmember Gonzalez.
And this is a question for staff regarding Mr. Cox's concerns regarding this older track map, and as far as if you could go over when do these maps expire? Do they have extensions and whatnot? So if you can address that.
Sure. The Subdivision Map Act in the state of California allows for a map to be extended up to a maximum of 10 years. That is California state law. And ultimately, this map, as was noted, was approved originally in 18. The applicant has made timely submittals of extensions of time to the city, and those have been granted. The thing I would note relative to the concern is that when we do review projects post an entitlement, such as some of the developments that Mr. Cox was referencing, those projects are actually, the traffic impact analyses actually take into assumption the previously approved projects when they are doing their analyses. So some of that information is brought in to these new projects to ensure that we aren't running into any issues of compliance with older projects that have already been entitled.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, this is an opportunity for the council to ask any questions, any comments on the consent calendar. I know item 11, if you like, we can go ahead and move into that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to make sure that I publicly thank the staff for getting this moved along. This is the library up in District 2, the satellite library. And I hope this passes tonight regarding the funding for a contractor to move forward. I know that there were some issues up front. Yeah, there were some issues early on with the contractor, and now we got it situated. So it's here in front of us tonight. I hope it passes because we need that library in District 2 up in the Sunny Ranch area. Thank you.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem.
I-6, I just want to highlight the grant for I-6, especially now in this climate where we may be losing federal funding to our SNAP recipients, and this is us moving forward in anticipation that SNAP benefits may not come on November 1st. So we are applying for the Grocery Access Program and No Kid Hungry program. We have, 7,000 SNAP recipients in the city, and is there any more information you can give us about this program?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor, council members. So these two grants will total a total of $75,000, $50,000 for the first grant, Grocery Access Program, and $25,000 for No Kid Hungry program. And this is all pursuant to our Momentum Oval Strategic Plan, Section 6, where council has deemed this a strategic priority for youth programs and furthering youth security as opposed to food insecurity amongst the youth during summer and outside of school. So these two programs will be able to have regional partners with the school districts and with Instacart, and so hopefully with approval tonight, we'll be able to get those particular contracts in place and be able to better assist our community.
And I just wanted to say that I did look over I-9, our list of personnel changes, and to see that 25% of our employees have been promoted. Thank you so much to our Human Resources Department for, pushing professional development and upward mobility. We save a lot of money when we move people up instead of bringing people in. So 25% is a good number for us to be looking at. So thank you for the work you're doing with our employees. It's noticed.
Yeah, thank you. And
Let me
we'll go to
yeah,
Councilmember Bernard.
Yes. I want to first point out with I-6, because this was not mentioned earlier, but I believe Mayor brought this up at, I want to say, our homeless ad hoc. This one in particular, to go for this grant at our homeless ad hoc. So I just want to make sure to thank the mayor for bringing this up, because I believe this was something, I think when we came back in August, that he mentioned at the end of our homeless ad hoc for the city to look into. So I'm glad that the city was able to get the grants in and get them done. Of course, at the time, we didn't know we'd be in this debacle come November 1st, but I especially wanted to make sure we put that out there. So I'm happy to see that the city pursued that. Also, for I-10, our approval of calendar events, although I will not attend per se, I do want to note that January 30th, we are now adding a daddy-daughter dance which I think is really good that we're looking at different ways to incorporate the community and have them come out. So with that being said, though, I would like to see for the 27 calendar, I do not see my Mother's Day brunch, Jeremy. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, so I'm very excited to see all the different ways and things that our Parks Department continues to do to expand and bring the community into the fold. And so with that, I pass it over to you, Mayor.
I also don't see our Dodger Day, but Jeremy, you said that's a program, not an event, right? So we're still doing Dodger Day? Okay.
You're still their favorite, Jeremy. Don't worry. Yeah, so just a couple of comments as well. Item I6, thank you to my colleagues for their comments on that, and thank you to staff for working through that. A lot of work went into getting this to the agenda. This has been months in the making, from meeting with the folks over the U.S. Conference of Mayors annual conference, meeting with the executive director there, submitting the interest form before the deadline, which allowed us to qualify to even submit an application. And so I just want to thank staff, especially all those in the grants division that dedicate their time to bring these grants, submit the applications, and bring this funding to the city. A big part of the funding, which primarily is coming from Instacart and Dollar Tree, if we get awarded, is because of the risk that we've known for this entire year of potential cuts to different food programs and summer meal programs, et cetera. And so hopefully we are awarded funding as a result of this application submittal. And if we are, hopefully that'll bear fruit with expanding existing programs. We have currently a summer meal program with the school district, or there may be other opportunities to even go above and beyond that. But at the end of the day, this would be a very good thing for our constituents. And so again, just want to thank staff and my colleagues for their support. And on item I-11 as well, want to thank my colleagues for getting us to this point. It has been a while in the making. I still remember when we took the sledgehammers and knocked over that wall. Seems like just yesterday, but finally we're awarding the contract. I look forward to seeing this open in a new part of the city where we do not have a library yet. Soon, Sunnymead Ranch, that Lakeshore Village, will have a brand new library for all those high school students, all the middle school, elementary, all the families that go to that shopping center and live in the area to be able to enjoy that. And then lastly, on I-10, also want to thank staff and Jeremy for that daddy-daughter dance. I just so happen to be the father of a son and a daughter, so I definitely look forward to that. Hopefully there's no conflict. Usually there's a lot of conferences around the end of January, but if I'm able to make it, I certainly will be there. And the only other thing, actually, to Mr. Cox's comment, I don't know if he's still here or not. He's still there. Yes, thank you, Seth. I agree, and I was actually thinking about this because I think there's some changes being made to the Community Days of Service, the Beautify Mobile events. Maybe for 27, it might be too late now, but for 27, or if there are other opportunities outside of this calendar of events, where we can really focus and target in on the ingresses and egresses into the city of Moreno Valley, i.e., the on and off ramps from the 60 and the 215 freeway, the roads that are directly adjacent to those freeways. Ideally, we can clean up the entire city, but realistically, if you create a plan, you work in phases, one piece at a time. I think if we prioritize the ingresses and egresses to our city, we really will just maximize our resources. And so just putting that out there, if those opportunities present themselves, maybe with Clean California and other opportunities, I think that would be a great place for us to really focus in on and clean up our city. And with that, I'll look to my colleagues once again to see if there's any other questions, comments. If not, a motion and a second.
Motion to approve the consent calendar?
I'll second that.
There is a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar. Madam Clerk, please call for the vote.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Bernard?
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Santa Cruz?
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That passes unanimously. We'll now move into item J, which is the public hearings. Questions or comments from the public on a public hearing matter are limited to 3 minutes per individual and must pertain to the subject matter under consideration. Those wishing to testify should complete and submit a goldenrod speaker slip to the city clerk's staff. We have one item, J1, and I will hand it over to Director Angelica Frausto-Lupo from Community Development and Fire Department, Fire Prevention, for a staff report.
Thank you. Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. For the benefit of the community, I'm Angelica Frausto-Lupo, Community Development Director. The item before you this evening is an ordinance adopting and amending Moreno Valley Municipal Code, Title 8, which is Building and Construction, based on the 2025 Title 24 California Building Standard Code updates. Every 3 years, when a new edition of the California Title 24 is published, local governments must satisfy all requirements of the state law. The most recent updates in 2025 go into effect on January 1, 2026, and they emphasize energy efficiency, electrification, and the reduction of embodied carbon in construction materials. As we heard from the fire chief at the last study session, there's a new part in Title 24 to be implemented called the Wildland Urban Interface, which includes fire separation, hardening zones, and defensible distances established with the new codes and amendments to help protect property. Staff recommends that the City Council conduct the public hearing and introduce and subsequently adopt ordinance amending Title 8. For the record, I would like to note that staff is recommending that Section 11 of the ordinance that adopts the California Green Building Standards Code 2025 edition to be deleted since it was already previously adopted in connection with the REACH code. I am joined this evening by Fire Chief Park and Building Official James Verdugo to help answer any questions you may have. And this concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Director, for the staff report. We'll go ahead and bring it back to the dais unless there's any further staff report. And at this time, I will look to my colleagues to see if there are any questions for staff. Seeing no questions at this time, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Madam Clerk, do we have any request to speak?
No, Mayor, we do not have any request to speak on the public hearing item.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So with that, we'll go ahead and close the public testimony portion of this public hearing. And we'll bring it back to the dais for any deliberation, any final questions. If not, we will entertain a motion and a second.
I move to approve the ordinance as presented.
I second that motion.
And if I may just, for the record, clarify if it's amenable to Mayor Pro Tem, who's the mover, if we could just clarify for the record, the motion will be that we entertain a motion to approve the public hearing item as recommended by the Community Development Director.
Yep.
Perfect. And is there a second on that?
I'll second that.
There was a, okay, just want to make sure. So motion by MPT, second by Councilmember Bernard. Madam Clerk, please call for the vote.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Bernard?
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz?
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. Item K, we have no general business items this evening, so we'll move into item L, which is the Regional Commission Committee Board Reports, and we'll head to District 2. Councilmember Delgado will be providing an update for the March JPA.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight I'm providing an update from the March Joint Powers Commission meeting that was held on October 15. The commission approved an extension to a contract for the demolition of Building 976, a former military dormitory that was previously occupied by a homeless veterans housing program hosted by U.S. Vets Initiative, and Building 962, a former dining hall facility in the northeast corner of the planning area at the March Air Reserve Base. The commission received a report from the Foreign Trade Zone number 244, which the March Joint Powers Authority operates. The FTZ number 244 continues to be one of the top performing foreign trade zone programs in the state of California. In both 22 and 23, Foreign Trade Zone number 244 ranked among the top 4 foreign trade zone programs statewide, following only larger programs serving the ports of Los Angeles, Long Beach, and San Diego. The commission also approved a contract to provide professional services for construction plan preparation and bidding services for the next phase, Apron Reconstruction Phase 13 project. The commission approved multiple federal aviation administrative grants totaling $6,269,703 for apron reconstruction phases 14, 15, and a crack seal project. The commission also approved a sublease content release related to the reuse of former office and storage space between Maitreya Strategic Mobility Inc. and Alameda BBC, and approved an associated parking agreement for 5 preferential aircraft parking spaces. Maitreya is a Department of Defense refueler for the Air Force, Navy, and is at March Air Reserve Base. And that concludes my update from the March Joint Powers Commission meeting that was held on October 15. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Next, we'll go to Mayor Pro Tem for WRCOG and the School District Joint Task Force.
At the October 6, 2025 WRCOG Executive Committee meeting, reports for fiscal department activities, committees, agency activities, and various external committees were received and filed. Additionally, the Executive Committee discussed the following key items. The Environmental Programs Activity updated. In fiscal year 24-25, the Used Oil Program held 30 used oil filter exchange events at certified collection centers, collecting and exchanging more than 2,100 used oil filters. In addition, the Love Your Neighborhood program hosted 15 community cleanup events with partnership member agencies removing over 13,900 pounds of trash with the help of more than 1,700 volunteers. EcoHero conducted 28 educational presentations across the western Riverside County, engaging over 6,000 students in learning about proper used oil disposal and the importance of pollution prevention. The annual PACE Unclaimed Hero Refunds Escheatment update for the 2024 reporting cycle, which covered unclaimed refunds issued between July 1st, 2020 and June 30th, 2021, staff identified 615 unclaimed statewide refunds totaling $697,128.32. These unclaimed refunds will be remitted to the state on June 15th, 2026. In previous years, the Executive Committee members have requested contact information of individuals with unclaimed refunds in their jurisdiction. However, legal counsel has advised against this approach, so we will not be contacting you. Please reach out to the state for unclaimed funds. Providing that information could be seen as disclosing private financial details, which raises privacy concerns and could expose WRCOG to legal and reputational risk. And finally, the IREN programmatic activities update. IREN's Cash for Kilowatts program provides incentives, funds to agencies for holistic energy efficiency projects. Additional incentives are offered for cooling centers and emergency operation centers. For every kilowatt of energy that an emergency operation or cooling center project saves, IREN will give up to $2 per kilowatt of incentive to offset the project costs. IREN's first Cash for Kilowatts incentive was awarded to Colton Unified for a lighting project, estimated over $220,000. The next meeting will be on November 3rd at 2 o'clock at the County of Riverside Administrative Center on Lemon Street in downtown Riverside. My next report is for the School Force City Joint Task Force meeting. We have many agencies that come and give updates, so I have updates from various agencies. The first is from the City Manager's Office, reporting to the group that the Flight Deck Park, commonly known as the Pump Track, will officially open in December. Monday is the Sheriff's Station's Trunk or Treat that we will be participating. It will be here at Calle San Juan de los Lagos at 6 p.m. on Monday. And after that will be the holiday cheer, Shop with a Cop events scheduled throughout December. Transportation Engineering reports that due to storm drain and sewer main construction, Alessandro between Merwin and WLC Parkway will be temporarily closed for approximately 90 days beginning December 15th. Advanced signs will be installed in that area in early November. The Public Works Department has also completed the Paris Boulevard Traffic Safety Improvement Project at 16 signalized intersections funded through Caltrans HSIP grants. We are also starting to get signups for our Secret Santa for seniors, so help bring holiday cheer to seniors in Moreno Valley. Monetary donations and contributions can be sent over, and there is information on our website. Day of the Dead, November 1st. The Fun Color Run is on November 15th. It usually sells out, so please get your tickets early. And we also have a call to artists. So we'll be looking for artists to help us design and cover our utility boxes, and we also have requests for funding and an art loan program. Together. Moreno Valley College continues to have their farmers market third Tuesdays of the month on campus, so please come by the college. And they also report that they have been ranked the first in the Inland Empire for colleges for its affordability, class sizes, graduation rates, and career outcomes. Next meeting will be on December 16th at noon at the Conference and Rec Center. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. And for the final report, it is a regional update from the last Southern California Association of Governments Legislative and Communications Committee meeting held on October 21st, just earlier this morning. At the SCAG Legislative Communications and Membership Committee meeting on October 21st, reports and on the end of session, Sacramento legislative session update, the 2025 demographic workshop recap, and the federal appropriations update were received and filed. We did have a Congress member that joined us as well to give us a brief update, answer a couple of questions on some of the ongoing negotiations that are taking place in Washington, D.C. with the ongoing shutdowns. That will conclude the brief update, and the next SCAG LCMC meeting is scheduled for November 18th, 2025. Next up, we'll go ahead and move into item M, Employee Association reports. We do not have one this evening, which brings us to the famous City Manager's report.
Well, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. I had 3 items, but Mayor Pro Tem just did them all.
Oh, your thunder.
Yes. So trunk or treat, the Day of the Dead, fun color run, and that concludes my comments. But for the residents, please join us for these particular events. It's great to see you out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. City Manager. And that brings us to closing comments from the council, and we will go first to District 4.
Thank you, Mayor. So I want to first tell everyone to enjoy their Halloween, as it does fall on Friday the 31st. So I know a lot of families are going to be out there and everyone's trunk or treats are coming up, but please, everyone, be safe, drive safely. There should be tons of children in the street because it falls on a Friday. So I know everyone's excited to get your kids all sugared up and then they can sleep in on Saturday, and which would be followed by, as everyone has already said, our Day of the Dead on November 1st. Speaking of November 1st, a number of things are happening. A resident mentioned fairness in 45, 47, whichever number the man wants to go by this week. I just want to talk about in fairness and in just what we know is going to hit on November 1st, which is, one, we've got a lot of federal workers, which, by the way, if you tell me you support the military, you support law enforcement, we have a lot of federal workers that October 15th was their pay date and nothing showed up in their bank account. So we'll start there. Now we're going to roll on to some people get paid at the end of the month and they're not expected to get paid then either. November 1st, as numerous people have mentioned, over 7,000 residents are on SNAP benefits. So just to give you an idea, at any given time for SNAP benefits, 40% of the recipients are children. And I want to point out that I do have a problem with children starving. Just like, and I probably should not mention this, when you talk to me about being pro-life, I want you to know it doesn't just matter in the womb. I need you to care about them when they're outside of the womb too. So I'm very sad that we're at a state in a country where $40 billion of bailout can go to Argentina, but we don't have money to feed children, or medical expenses that are getting ready to hit the roof because of the subsidies are going to go away. And you have another $230 million that he believes he's owed from the Department of Justice because he took documents home and told them to come get him. And when they did, they prosecuted him. By the way, while he's building his list of people that he thinks have done him wrong, because our DOJ is no longer concerned with right or wrong, which, by the way, fraud, waste, and abuse, and have not brought one federal charge for fraud, waste, and abuse. Just, you know, just minor facts in that $100 million ballroom, which, again, while we are losing money, people will be starving. He's building a $100 million ballroom. I don't know what happened in America. I was glad to see everyone out there doing the No Kings rally. I was very excited. What I now need to happen is for people to get on the phones with their congressional members and their senators, because this is not a burden that I think the American people should be bearing. I also have a problem, if anyone would like to talk to me about it in my DMs or my emails, I also have a problem with somebody that comes to us and tells us, I'm a great negotiator, the art of the deal, and ain't spent 1 minute negotiating one damn deal in that White House to get this government open. As the mayor has pointed out, we are having to put programs together to feed people in this community. Christmas is coming, Thanksgiving is coming, and he is not negotiating. You know what he's done? Zipped around town, been at Mar-a-Lago. Also, for those of you that don't want to get your COVID booster, or actually you're not going to get it because they don't want to pay for it, your president got his COVID booster, so it can't be that bad. While they're tearing apart the special education department, as a mother whose child is on an IEP, and the state of California has told me if those funds do not come, my child's education is in jeopardy. They are tearing apart this government. And I need to know at what point in America, and this is for the resident that comes up here every week and talks about we the people. At what point in this America that we live in that we actually give a damn about we the people? When from the time I was 15 years old making $7.73 an hour, I never had a problem paying taxes to make sure that people had a place to lay their head at night and children had food in their bellies. So when you come to me and you tell me I care about people, I need you to understand what that really means, because I have a president and an entire administration that does not give a damn about those people. To the farmers and their soybeans, you're gonna get sold out for that. He's also gonna bail them out, not just the $40 billion from Argentina, but he's also gonna buy their beef while your beef is rotting. So when we do this thing about how we care about people, I need you to call your neighbor, ask them what they're gonna need for Thanksgiving, because more than likely my table's gonna grow by 50%, because I will not let anyone starve. And so with that, Mayor, I close, and I hope at some point in this country, people start to actually stand up and stop just screaming from outside and actually run up in the building. Oh, by the way, he might pardon you, because he did that to January 6th, and half of them are being picked up right now as we speak.
Thank you, Councilmember. Next up, we will go to District 3.
Thank you, Mayor. A few things I want to mention. First of all, Cal Cities, a great opportunity to be out there with the city staff, the city team, get our Helen Putnam Awards, right, for all the great things we do here in the city, we do here in Moreno Valley. Great time to commensurate with Mayor and Councilmember Delgado at various events, and also learning from other elected officials and other city staff teams from various cities in not only in the region but in the Southern California region over there in Long Beach. So it was a great time and a great opportunity to hear different experiences from different individuals out there. The Community Day of Service, Beautify Mobile, at Woodland Park was a great opportunity to see all the members of the community participate in various activities, just as painting, the Home Depot team with the wood chips, and also I see some of the members of the community that joined that event. So it was a great opportunity to be out there and help out and beautify our beautiful city, which is Moreno Valley. I just want to thank staff for being very responsive in various communication via emails when there's an issue with a resident, or a few days ago when there was a leak along Cottonwood and Nine Bark. So that's thank you, Melissa, for doing that, and I know we're working on that to get those repairs done. I also want to thank, first of all, Our Lady of San Juan de los Lagos is visiting us from San Juan de los Lagos in Mexico. I want to thank the sheriff's officers that participated yesterday in the procession. They were there making sure that the parishioners, the people that came to this pilgrimage were safe, and everything went without a hitch. I just want to share the power of faith, of community. It was very, very moving seeing everyone there and continuing to venerate Our Lady in this, and especially in these trying times that we live in. So it was she hasn't been here since 19 years ago. So she's back, and if you want to pay a visit, she's here at St. Christopher Catholic Church today and tomorrow. Also attended the No Kings event here that was in Moreno Valley. It went off. It was peaceful. It was an opportunity to show our support for that. You know, this great nation of ours does not need a king. It will never need a king. And it was very important to see everyone out there here on Alessandro and Frederick. So thank you for everyone that came out. And with that, I close my comments.
Thank you, Councilmember. Next up, we'll head to District 2.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too attended the California League of Cities. I attended the Understanding Public Service Ethics, Laws, and Principles. I also attended the best two programs that were presented at the California League of Cities, and that was presented by our very own MoVal city staff. So how cities are centralizing communication to boost community engagement was one of them. Using development agreements to build community benefit projects was the other. I had to split them because they were at the same time, unfortunately, but they were both well attended and very well presented. And I think we got a couple emails from the California League of City Leaders that you guys did a fantastic job. So kudos to you guys. Thank you very much. And yes, we had a couple events that we were all together. We were all together on stage receiving our Helen Putnam Awards. We got two of them at 2 different days, so that was really cool. We got to meet Aaron Brockovich, and I'm not going to give you an idea how young the mayor is, but he had no idea who that was. So we got to introduce him to Aaron Brockovich, which was pretty cool. And Shaylinda, you got paid a lot more than I did at $3.35 an hour. I was minimum wage, so you. Yes, we are, ma'am. $3.35 an hour is what we started. So I just wanted to note that. That's cool. I also attended the Student of the Month. The Student of the Month, last council meeting, we gave Karina an award for presenting and putting together the Student of the Month. These kids are super resilient, and that's why we keep bringing them up, because every single Student of the Month is different. But their stories are all very, very similar, and they overcome a lot of stuff that we will never, and our children will never have to overcome. So, again, I will try to attend every single one of them. And then I'm going to report a little bit about our stats at the Senior Center. In September, we had 5,223 seniors attend membership at the Senior Center. There were 2,800 meals served, this is just the month of September, 2,800 meals served to 400 seniors, averaging 100 seniors per week. Hot lunches, 2,481 hot lunches. That's about 124 per day. Feed America distributed 300 boxes of food. It's amazing what they're doing. And I just want to let you know, as the winter months approach, the Senior Center is a warming center. Anybody is more, you don't even have to be a senior, but 37 degrees or below outside, 37 degrees Fahrenheit, the Senior Center will open its doors for that's my time. You guys cutting me off. I'm just kidding. For a warming center. So that's all I have. Please be kind to one another. Like Shaylinda said, we have trick or treat or Halloween trunk or treat coming up. Watch the kiddos. Please slow down while you're driving around, because kiddos don't care that there's a car coming. They want their next bag of candy. So hopefully we'll see you out there on Monday night in costume. I know Jeremy's already wearing his costume, but thank you very much. So we'll see you guys Monday night. Thanks.
Thank you. I'm telling you, you're the favorite. You're the favorite today. Next up, District 1.
Thank you so much. I also attended the Community Day of Service, which is always inspiring, and I'm especially proud to see that we were able to clean up Sunnymead Park in District 1. I grew up playing baseball there, cheering, coaching my kids, and now I get to watch my kids and grandson enjoy the same place. So that park is part of our history, our story, and it's wonderful for us to come together and care for it as a community. I did not attend the Cal Cities conference, but while you were presenting, I was receiving text messages and photos and questions. How do you do this? So I've sent them to you. Thank you for what you do. You make us a shining star when we're out there with other cities. Like I said, I wasn't even there, and I was receiving text photos of you presenting, of your PowerPoint slides, and saying, we need to get together. So you've made me more work, but that's fine because we are really the example, and so you make us look good out there when we're there and when we're not there. So thank you for all your hard work in that goes into the projects, into winning awards, and becoming the example for other cities. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Environmental things. And then I also attend our Environmental Historical Preservation Commission, and the flag contest is now closed. Thank you to the over 100 residents who have submitted a design. I look forward to it coming up to the council to look at, but thank you for participating, and thank you to our commission for the long meeting, scoring the rubrics, and putting a lot of effort into this. It's unpaid volunteer work of love that you do as a commission, so thank you so much. Cleanup, environmental, Cal Cities. I made $4.25 when the mall opened. So I think I'm a little bit closer to your age than your age. But in 1992, our mall opened here, and I was paid $4.25. And I also attended our No Kings rally here in front of City Hall, peaceful protest. About 100 people were out there. They came out, protested peacefully, exercising their rights, and everyone went home. That was it. So thank you to everyone that came out. We see you. And together, we will make this state, America as great as this state. So yes, on Prop 50, that ends my comments.
I was at 475.
I think I have you guys beat. When I got my first job in Texas at 16, I was making $4 plus tips. So a little different, I guess, depending how you look at it, right? Not accounting for inflation, of course. But just to, close things off here, Moreno Valley Police Department Trunk or Treat, that is coming back every year. That's happened. I think it's been 2 times now. I think this is the 3rd year in a row that we have this. Every year it grows, attendance grows. It's always a really fun time, so we hope to see you out there. It's just right here outside of City Hall, outside of the Moreno Valley Police Department on Calle San Juan de los Lagos on October 27th at 6 p.m., which is next Monday. Also, speaking of San Juan de los Lagos, also want to give a huge thank you to Councilmember Gonzalez, my colleagues, for supporting the event as well. St. Christopher's Parish, the Father Romy and his leadership team, the Ruiz family as well, who originally started this tradition, and it's been 19 years since this has happened. And so just to be able to go out there yesterday and spend some time with them and walk through the procession, it was just a beautiful, beautiful time. Loved to see that community coming together for a greater cause. So thank you to everybody who made that a complete success. I look forward to seeing that grow into the future. Also, want to give a shout out to nonprofit organization Loving Me First, led by Kama Burton. She had her 10th annual Girls Conference over at Moreno Valley College this year. I had an opportunity to just stop by. I was able to sponsor the event as well. But she's been doing this for over 10 years. It's just the 10th year that they have this particular event for young girls to mentor them, to empower them, to give them any extra motivation that they may need and that leadership so that they can continue on and be successful in life. So thank you to Loving Me First. Also, Student of the Month was able to attend this month with Councilmember Delgado. So thank you again to Karina, to the entire team that makes that happen. The stories from these youngsters are absolutely amazing and so powerful. And it's really impressive when you see these youngsters come up. And there was one young guy from Rancho Verde High School who's in ROTC, and he was kind of tooting his own horn about his public speaking skills, but he backed it up. You know, like you can be super confident, but you got to back it up. And he backed it up, right? These youngsters are just absolutely powerful. And I just look forward to seeing how far they're going to go. So thank you again to Karina Leon and the entire Student of the Month committee for what they do. Also had a chance to attend the EMWD, Eastern Municipal Water District 75th anniversary. That was impressive. Actually, the first time I was able to attend that over in the city of Paris, and was really amazed by all of the history. Just really eye-opening. You know, Brian was there, Melissa was there, I think Eddie was there, and just so much history that they have. It was really impressive and really well put together event. So I want to thank the board over at Eastern Municipal Water District for all the work that they do. We wish you another 75 years of success moving forward. The League of California Cities annual conference, as my colleagues have mentioned, we got the 2 Helen Putnam Awards, which are one of the highest, most prestigious awards that any city in California can receive, and we got 2 of them. This is the 3rd year in the past 4 years that we receive Helen Putnam Awards. I may be getting my numbers wrong there, but at a minimum, the past 5 years. So thank you, Brian. We got 2 Helen Putnam Awards, and we received a 3rd award as well during the conference. And so had an opportunity to attend the executive board meeting. I have a seat on that. And also, I was sworn in as the president of the Latino Caucus. Look forward to serving the caucus in this capacity. Just a couple of highlights from the work that we do. That ranges from going up to Sacramento every year to advocate and to lobby our legislators to advocate for certain pieces of legislation or programs, or even lobby against certain things. So I look forward to continuing that work with my colleagues on the Latino Caucus, and also shout out to our staff for the great work that you guys did on those panels. I couldn't attend because I was getting sworn in, so my apologies there, but we'll make sure that it doesn't conflict next time. I need to be there. We need to do one of these mock city council sessions one day. That'll be fun. And then lastly, just the No Kings rally, also very powerful. One of the largest, if not the largest, protest in American history. Just goes to show how critical and how important this moment is. And it's amazing to see everybody that's stepping up to the plate in different ways, from elected officials to community members to nonprofit organizations. The resistance is strong, and it is growing. And it's not just a random occurrence. It's resistance that's growing because of the things that are constantly coming out of Washington, D.C. It seems like every day we can't get a break. And so I won't dive into all of that because it's already been said by some of my colleagues, by Councilmember Bernard, but it was great to see that here in Moreno Valley. And ironically, I'll end on this. It's ironic how maybe one of the highlights, or the highlight of the protest here in Moval, was a Cybertruck flying a No Kings flag. That was interesting. That was ironic. And so anyway, on that note, we'll move into future agenda items, item P, and I'll look to my colleagues to see if there are any requests.
I have one. I make a motion to agendize a future item to discuss reestablishing our sister city relationships with San Juan de los Lagos. As said, it's been dormant for too long. So look for some support. Thank you.
I will second that motion to add an item to an upcoming council meeting so that we can have that conversation. And according to our policies, I believe we need at least a third vote in order to move forward. So I'll look.
Yes, based on the policy now, it is a motion, a second, and then a vote of council for a majority.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call for the vote.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Bernard?
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz?
Yes.
And Mayor Cabrera?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That passes unanimously. Thank you, Council Member. Are there any other requests from the council? Okay, seeing none, we will go ahead and move into item Q, which is adjournment. And just if my colleagues are okay with it, just would like to close our meeting.
I think the screen showed a no on my last vote, and I just want to say that it was a yes. But I think that, and I'm seeing it here, that it's a no. So I think I tapped the wrong button. Okay, Just procedure.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for the record, that motion made by Councilmember Gonzalez was approved
you.
5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I would like to close this meeting in honor of all those who have been affected and are no longer with us as a result of breast cancer, seeing that we are celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness this month. And so we will close in memory and in honor of all of them. We will officially adjourn our meeting at 7:20 p.m. Have a good night and happy Halloween.